Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, and in this video I'm going to quickly look at some images that were released over the last few days. Well, they were released during the Talking Tarkov podcast that they do once a week on Twitch. And I'll put a link to the full video in the description below. But yeah, it's given us some good images. I like to see these whip images or work in progress images. It gives us an idea of what we can expect from the game going forward. And it's always nice to see what they're going to bring us, what they're developing. And it just gives us an insight into what will be coming in the future. So the first one is this mesh image. This is obviously when they're rendering images in. This is what it looks like as they go along. Looks a bit complicated to me. It's not the sort of thing that I think I'd get enjoyment out of doing. And then we've got the finished article. It's a bear top that's going to be introduced into the game. I love to see these renders though. They're really detailed. And then the images that I really liked to see was of the flea market and how it will be set out. Now if you don't know what the flea market is, this is basically eBay for Escape from Tarkov. This is something that has been in the, as you can see at the top, you've got dealers, flea market and auctions. Flea market and auctions you've never been able to click on, there's never been anything there, it just says not available in the beta. Well, that's going to change with the next patch 0.10, they will be adding the flea market. I think at first the flea market is going to have limited functionality, so obviously they're going to change up the way the game works a hell of a lot, so it needs to be done on a limited basis at first. There's going to be a lot of tweaking. We might actually get a bit frustrated with it not working the way we'd like it to work. I think it's going to take a bit of getting used to. Obviously the devs have got to get their heads around how to fully implement it, but it's going to change the game vastly. Now at the moment we all hate wipes. We really hate wipes. I mean, I hate wipes. I understand that they have to be done. I understand that they are indeed part of the beta agreement that we all sign up to when we play the game, but they're annoying nonetheless. Now when they do a wipe, you've got to go grind through your tasks, and you've all got those tasks where you've got to collect something, got to collect a certain amount of something, and some of these can involve a lot of grinding. There is indeed one task, I can't remember who it's for, I think it might be mechanic, where you've got to get hold of graphics cards. Now graphics cards within this game, I don't know if it's changed now, but they were a finite product. Really hard to find. Between patch 0.8 and 0.9 I grinded for that task for so long, and I actually found more gold watches and bitcoins than I did graphics cards. I was looking in all the places that other YouTubers and websites suggested to look, and I just never ever got enough to complete that task. I got to the point where I just gave up on that task and didn't bother. But with the introduction of the flea market, those things and other items, you would be able to just go straight to the flea market and purchase them. Now of course people are going to know that you're going to need those for a task, so you're going to pay a good amount of money for some of these items, a hell of a lot in some cases, but for some of them they're going to be fairly cheap because they're quite abundant. You know, things like the cigarette packets, you have to collect so many of those for a task. Now they're going to go fairly cheap because they are quite abundant, but in order to grind that task it can take quite a few hours. You could spend probably a whole day trying to get all of those cigarette packets together. So in this instance you're just going to be able to go to the flea market and purchase them from people. Now I don't know the ins and outs of the flea market, how it actually works. Can you just buy outright, or do you bid on things and then wait to see if your bid is accepted, wait to see if you're the winning bidder? You know, I'm not too sure how that works right now. Hopefully there will be kind of both of those so that you can bid and buy outright. So, but we will see. As you can see from the images, there's all sorts of different menus. It's quite a little bit confusing, but you've got search down the side so you can search for different things. It'll tell you how many different things are on there. There's also your stash. You can put things in your stash up for sale, obviously making yourself money. And this is the thing, you're going to have to buy items on there to complete tasks, but you will also have items that other people will need for a task. So it introduces a mechanic into the game where everything is worth something. You know, everything you collect, a lot of the things that you discard or don't bother collecting, everything will now have probably a higher value. So the looting within the game is going to become more important than ever. And we've got this second image here, there's all the beanies there, the prices for them, the expiration dates for the bidding and everything. So look, it looks a little bit complex. I think it might take a little while for us to get used to it, but it doesn't look overly complex. And the other thing with this is it's going to place a bigger emphasis on the loot within the game. But as I say, you're going to be able to fast track through some of your tasks. So in that instance, it makes the firefights within the game a lot more interesting. I think people will level up faster, people will get better gear faster, and I think in turn it will flip things around and place more emphasis on the gunplay within the game. You know, a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it myself, I go on hatchet runs, I don't go in geared, I don't go to kill people, I just do hatchet runs to get the loot and get out, and then I wait until I'm with my squad to actually gear up and go purely just for kills and purely to go and play for what the game was made for, to shoot other people. And then we've got some USEC vests that are going to be brought into the game. I like the black one, I'm not too sure on the camo. Well, actually the camo one would probably come quite useful on some levels. So a little bit of camouflage there. And then we've got these swanky pants. These are obviously not coloured. They might be coloured. These could be black leather pants. But look at those shoes. They're going to be clippity-clop when you run around in them. But yeah, they're looking sexy. And then we've got this. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this could be a Scar L. Is it a Scar L? I'm not too sure. I've always known Scar Ls to be like a creamy kind of colour in games. I mean, I'm going off Battlegrounds there. It's a creamy colour in that. It's this kind of colour in it, but I could be completely wrong. Obviously, that magazine is one of them Stanag magazines, which is for the M4. So I'm not too sure, but this is probably one of the weapons that they're adding into the game. And the devs like Coca-Cola and Pringles, don't we all? And then we've got this gun, and I'm not too sure. I think this is the Mosin. It looks fairly old school, like could be the Mosin. But yeah, that is rumoured to be coming maybe in 0.10, the Mosin. They're not 100% sure on that. They says they are working towards it, but the guy that was doing all of the renders and everything like that for the Mosin was busy helping on the network side of things. So, but yeah, hopefully it will make it into 0.10. We've got a new site coming. There's no details on what it's called or anything like that, not on here. There could be on the podcast. I personally haven't listened to it. I'm guilty of that. I should have probably listened to it before doing this video, and then I'd have had a lot more research to back up what I'm saying. But yeah, it's a new site, so that looks like it's coming to the game soon. And then we've got these images, well, there's a couple of images, and this is the Terralabs. Now, this is rumoured to be the next map that is coming to the game. A lot of people seem to think that it's Streets of Tarkov that will be next. They say that Streets of Tarkov has been in development for quite a long time, so I don't know, but all of the official chatter from Battlestate has been that it's Terralabs that will be coming next, and I like the look of it. It's got this kind of Call of Duty vibe about it. I don't know, it's all looking very clean, it's very bright, so and we're used to in Escape from Tarkov being in quite dingy firefights. In this is going to bring a whole new mechanic of gunplay to the game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Obviously it might be a level where you've got to do a lot of sneaking around, but I do like the look of it, and it looks like it's coming along quite nicely. Will it make it into 0.10? Probably not. There was absolutely no talk of that in the recent questions and answers session. I think it's just going to come along when it comes along. Then we've got a new helmet. This is looking pretty funky. I like the camo on that. And then they've got this. I'm not sure what that is. Is it like a landman? That's all I can think that looks like. That'd be an interesting addition to the game. And then we've got a new gamma case, the Omicron. Not sure how big that will be. I wonder if they're going to give us a bigger space within it. Maybe a larger gamma. That would be an interesting addition. And then we've got an Adidas tracksuit. No Eastern European game would be complete without being able to wear an Adidas tracksuit. I'd be very surprised if they're actually allowed to put Adidas on it. But yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Then we've got a new backpack that looks pretty beefy. I wonder if that's going to be bigger than some of the ones we've got in the game already. The camo pants, I'm not too sure about those, but yeah. And it looks like his head fell off. And then there was some animations. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to get these animations in the video because they are GIFs and I'm not really sure how to add those. But if not, there is a link in the description below to the forum post which will show you all of the animations. There is one for injecting yourself. I think this is the morphine one. Then there's another one for taking painkillers. Another one for applying bandages. Then there's one for eating the crackers that you get within the game. There's some reloading animations which do look pretty slick. I quite like the look of those, and I'd like to see that introduced instead of having to go into your inventory. That would be really cool. And there was one for drinking within the game. Now, there has been rumours that a lot of people wouldn't be happy with these animations. They would take too long to perform within the game. But when I'm watching these GIFs of the animations, they probably take no longer than what it does to do it for your inventory. And the good thing with these animations is that you're able to do them and still have a view of everything that's going on. It's a little bit tricky these days when you go in to reload and drink something or med yourself. You're going into your inventory, you can't see what's around you, as happens with me quite a few times. I get caught out and killed because I can't see somebody that's coming up towards me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to these animations being introduced into the game. And that is pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, 0.10 is on its way. It's going to be, they're hoping towards the end of August August to have it out. I'm assuming that it will involve a wipe as well, but as I say, what we've got to grind through tasks, we'll be able to buy a lot of the new stuff within the flea market. Obviously it's going to be limited functionality to begin with, so it's not going to give us everything that we want, but with Escape from Tarkov comes patience. You have to be patient. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.